All right. I'm going to try to make two real quick videos, but you know me, I talk forever because, quite frankly, I'd rather do that than face reality, like the fact that my fucking roof is leaking again in my goddamn car. But that's beside the point. Either way, I just got it fixed. I'm going to go back to Jeep and fucking take a shit on the floor. But so anyway, first video I want to do is, I'm a big horror movie fan, as not many people know, I guess. I don't know, people on YouTube. I love horror films. I love them to death. I love the old school slashers. I love Friday the 13th. I love the fact that a 55-year-old woman could beat the shit out of a nubile 21-year-old at the fucking camp. Remember Alice in Friday the 13th Part 1, just getting bitch slapped every 5 seconds by that geriatric nightmare? I love the movie. I love Jason. I love Freddy. I love them all. Here's what blows my mind about horror movies nowadays. For, like, it seems like decades or years now, maybe even a decade in some cases, new installments of these horror franchises have not been able to come out because they haven't found the right script. Let me repeat that. A series of slasher films that already has a formula to it, they have no ideas, writers in Hollywood, none whatsoever. So I thought maybe I could help them out. Like, I know the next Friday the 13th was supposed to come out, I believe this October, and, you know, rights issues got tied up. But for years before that, the last Friday the 13th, the remake with the fucking WB cast and shit, it wasn't my favorite, but it was a huge hit. It was a pretty big hit. Now, they'd spent like $30 million on that movie, or 20, or something ridiculous. I think the first one was made for $5. I'm not sure. I think somebody offered somebody a can of soup and said, do you have a camera? They're like, sure. They're like, can we get these hippies and dress them up in some like 1980 Sears clothes? They're like, great, let's shoot it. And by the way, can we get your demented grandma to play the killer? Because we have like nobody else. They're like, great, awesome. Then we'll throw in a retard at the end to come up and jump out of the lake and grab this bitch. And thus it became a hit, and thus it begat Jason Voorhees and all that, but they can't figure out how to come up with another script or where they want to take it. The last script that they had for the Friday the 13th, you better be glad they canceled it. It was the worst piece of shit because it was online. It's online now. They had Jason's daddy, his mom. They redid everything. They were taking home movies of killing people. It was like, I don't know what people were watching. But here's my simple suggestion. For the next Friday the 13th movie, you should do this. Okay, picture it. It's a campground, and the Kardashians break down there. Right? You're in already. Kanye and the whole rest of the Nightmare crew, and Caitlyn. And Jason goes to town. Now, how does he come back? How does he do? He's been blown up to smithereens. It's a movie. Who gives a shit? Like, he's riding a shooting star. He has an evil twin. Who gives a goddamn? Bring Jason back. You would pay to see Kim Kardashian's fat ass get stuck by a machete, and then the ass juice just leak out so she's like running through the woods screaming with loose skin that used to be her fake ass. And fucking like pus leaking out like a fucking pop zit or something like that. Ah, yeah, he's killing me. Or that cat-like mother, what's her name, Chris, fucking gets her fucking face chopped off, and basically she just loves it because it's like, I look younger anyway. She'll love it. And come on, the best scene that will be in that whole movie, and I touched on this a little bit in my last video about, you know, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner is going to be the sole survivor. Hear me out. Who doesn't want to see her take a shower? I'm just a dainty 21-year-old girl, and I'm working at this camp, and crazy things are happening. My friends are missing. There's blood everywhere. Time for a shower. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus, my newborn nipples. Look at these soapy tits. Hope nobody's going to try to kill me in this shower because I'm too sick. You know Jason would walk away. Jason Voorhees would be like, yeah, I'm done. He'd look down. He'd be ready to he'd open up. Oh, my God, she's going to kill me. He'd look. He'd see whatever that fucking nightmare is between your legs now and be like, he would stab the machete into his own face at that point. He would just try to kill himself. He'd be like, you're not even a virgin, so you can't help me. Can I get a virgin to kill me? Because I can't unsee that. Fucking, come on. Kanye, fucking like Chewbacca, what's her name? Khloe, whatever, Kardashian, up the ass, and all of a sudden, like, I don't know, like Jason kills them by douching them to death or something. I'm just putting it out there. So there you go. Free script. You don't have to credit me at all. I don't care. Write it, make it, have fun with it. Just give me a new fucking Friday the 13th movie. Halloween. Now supposedly there's a new Halloween coming out next year. It has John Carpenter's back on board, but I think he's senile now, just gonna do the music or something like that. And they hired somebody else to do the script because they're gonna take it back to the original. I think people are gonna so confused at this point because Michael Myers might as well time travel at this point. Like, honestly, it's fucking like, you know, it's originally set in 1978, but we remade it and it was set in the 80s. Now it's set back in the 70s again. Then Rob Zombie fucked everything up. Yeah, no, we don't even know where we are with Michael. And then there are people actually arguing on horror movie boards, which are just, if you're on a horror movie board, you really need to kill yourself. I'm sorry, I shouldn't judge you, but I am. You need to go away somewhere. I mean, for a long time, take up knitting. I would respect you more. Like, well, they should pick it up on Halloween Part 4 when Michael Myers and the story of Jamie Lloyd. No, they shouldn't. Here's what I'm suggesting. Again, free script idea for the new Halloween movie. Why Halloween? Why Michael Myers? Let's center it around a holiday. How about Hanukkah? Picture it, Hanukkah. You could remake it legitimately, and you would have no like original to really follow. Just use it kind of as a template, like Michael Myers. He, at the age of 6, steals his Jew parents' coupons, and they put him away for a long, long time in a very expensive, upper-class East Side institution. We kept him there because he's evil. We know he is, because he wouldn't take Shabbats. He didn't want bar mitzvah. He wouldn't listen to us. I mean, can you imagine? Fucking, you'd have Laurie Strode. I mean, already, can you see her and those 3 girls walking down the street? Laurie Strode, Annie, and the 3 Jew girls walking down the street. It'd be the funniest thing on the planet. Like, oh, so El Jerko got grounded tonight. Oh, and he wants to put that thing in me later. I was like, listen, the STD rate is on the rise. Until I get a ring on this finger, I'm not doing anything except the mouth. And don't tell anybody I said that, you nasty horse. Fucking come on. You would pay to see that shit. I'd pay to see that speech with that doctor. Get like, you know, a regular, whatever, what was he, British or something like that, doctor, and come into like, many years ago, I met a child, he had the biggest nose, the devil's nose, and he was so cheap. And it was a long time before I finally realized that what was behind those boys' eyes was just pure and utter stinginess. I dropped $1 once on the floor, and he picked it up with a quickness I'd never seen before. Cheapness and greed has come to your town, Sheriff, and I hope you're ready. Come on! I would pay to see that shit! Fucking you would too! Michael Myers. What would he look like though? Like, we'd have to give him the whole Jew get up. Like the real, like the, what do they call them? The Hasidics or something like that? You know, where they've got the long, like, Children of the Corn beard and the big black hats and stuff like that. I picture that as his costume. You know, he runs around with it. He kills people. Instead of a butcher knife, he's got a dreidel. He just beats the fucking, beats them to death with like a fucking dreidel. I think that'd be awesome. What else is out there that they can't fucking get off the ground? Oh, the new Strangers movie. Remember that movie about the 3 psychos who break into a house and they, you know, chase Liv Tyler around for about an hour and nobody cares, and at the end they finally killed him. Waste of time, but I mean, it was kind of interesting. They are just now, I think, beginning to film on Strangers 2. 10 years later, practically. 10 years later, because I couldn't think of something. I want to see these meetings these writers are sitting in and be like, okay, what was Strangers 1 about? Okay, a couple psychos, mass psychos, you know, they break in the house, terrorize a couple, kill them. It was pretty, you know, moody, atmospheric. At the end, the shit hit the fan. Okay. Did the killers die in that movie? No, actually, they got away with it. I'm seeing no way to make a sequel. I mean, you know, could they dance? It could be a musical, maybe. I don't know. But this is what's wrong with the writers. This is what's wrong with horror movies in general. You have never seen this happen with any other movie. Like, Minions Part 5 will come out. They will never be sitting there racking their brains going, Minions. How about this time Minions? I don't know. Can we go get coffee? I'm scared. I'm done. Make the movies. Stop it. It's not that hard. Hire me. Give me $100. Give me a Starbucks card. I'll make the fucking movie. It won't take me that goddamn long. Give me a Starbucks card. I'll get a fucking new Friday the 13th. Give me 5 dumb teenagers or the Kardashians, because eventually that show's going to run out of steam. I'm telling you right now. Put Caitlyn Jenner in a sex scene. That would give a Scott. I think we should get really nasty today. What do you think? All the kids are sleeping. Let's get nasty and go skinny dipping. Fuck. Again, Jason would just be watching from the lake, ready to kill them, and see that fucking, you know, mangled salami between its legs and be like, you know, I didn't like my mom that much. Why am I doing this? Why? She's kind of abusive. I give up. I move. Just make them.